Music lovers, hey! We are celebrating classic music on vinyl, and the album of the week is courtesy of Geffen Records. It is entitled All Systems Go by the one, the only, the amazing Donna Summer. Yes! This album was released in 1987, and there are 9 tracks on this vinyl. The songs and songwriters are as follows. All Systems Go, Faltermeyer, Summer. Bad Reputation, Bernetta Erickson. Love Shot, Faltermeyer, Sudano, Summer. Jeremy, Faltermeyer, Flaws, Slavic, Summer, and Treber. Only the Fool Survives, duet with Mikey Thomas. Betis, Omartian, Sudano, Summer, Weber. Dinner with Gershwin, Russell. Fascination, Schwartz, Tyson. Voices Crying Out, which is my favorite song on this album. Faltermeyer, Summer. And Thinking About My Baby, Lambs, Nelson, and Summer. This album is produced by Harold Faltermeyer. Select song Bad Reputation is produced by Peter Bernetta and Rick Shutterkoff. The song Dinner with Gershwin is produced by Richard Perry, and associate producer is Brenda Russell. And the song Think About My Baby is produced by Donna Summer, Keith D. Nelson, and Jeff Lambs. This album is executively produced by Susan Mineo. Now let's get into Donna Summer and all the amazingness she brought to the table, darlings. The queen of disco, the legendary 5-time Grammy-winning pop icon, scored 42 hit singles on the Billboard Hot 100, baby. Songs like Love to Love You Baby and Hot Stuff really brought the focus to her tremendous songwriting and singing talents. There wasn't anyone who grew up in the disco era that did not know about Miss Donna Summer, okay? Did you know that Donna Summer spoke German fluently? Took up painting later in her life? And did you know that a sleeping bathroom attendant was the inspiration to her song, She Works Hard for the Money, so hard for the money? And for all of the millennials, did you know that she had a role on Family Matters, the TV show? Let's get into it, darlings. Let's get into it. Just before she graduated, she would audition for a life-changing role. That role led her to Germany in 1967 when she was just 18. Germany is where she really put the work into her craft. She was a part of the Vienna Folk Opera and was a cast member for Godspell and Showboat. In 1968, she released her single, Aquarius, the German version of the songs from the musical Hair. In 1972, she married her first husband, who was an Australian actor, and they had her first daughter, Mimi. Unfortunately, they divorced in 1972, but darlings, this is where she got her brand name, Summer. He spelled it S-O, but she made it S-U. By 1974, she inked that record contract. She released a few songs in Europe first to test the waters, but darlings, then they hit the United States with Love to Love You Baby, and that went on to define what we know as disco today. Now, because Love to Love You Baby became a sex goddess type of vibe and energy, and that's the way that she was celebrated, it actually made her become depressed because that's not the direction she wanted her image to go in. And in 1976, she did attempt to unalive herself. But thank goodness the right people were around her and she got help and things got better, as well as reconnected with her faith. Now let me let you know, this songstress here was nothing to play with. She had 8 years of consecutive top 40 hits. And that was the years between 1976 and 1984. She told NPR that Last Dance was one of her favorite songs and that she would perform it for the rest of her life. So within the same time frame, in 1978, Living More, her first album, went straight to the top, #1 on the Billboard charts. And that album featured 3 songs that ended up being #1 hits in the same calendar year. She was the first female singer to ever do that. Those songs were MacArthur Park, Bad Girls, and Hot Stuff. Hot stuff, baby, see you now. Bad girls. In 1980, she married her fellow creative, Bruce Sedano. He helped manage her career, and he was a co-writer on Bad Girls. He also wrote some hits for Dolly Parton and Jermaine Jackson. In this same year, Donna Summer decided to transition into R&B, but before she did that, she did a disco duet with Barbra Streisand. And by 1983, she completely transitioned her signature disco sound to an edgy R&B vibe. And within that time frame between 1981 and 1982, she gave birth to her last two daughters, Amanda and Brooklyn. Okay, now back to 1983. Get this. Donna Summer hit song, She Works Hard for the Money, would appear on MTV. Child. And she would be the first black woman in a video to be frequently played on that platform. 1983, y'all. So by the mid to late 80s, she began to express how she felt about her music and how she felt that it was sinful, and she wanted to find a solace, and she found that in painting. This all occurred as her popularity and the genre of disco started to fade out. I know that's right. One talent, two talents, three talents more. Versatile. Because by 1989, she was establishing herself as a visual artist, and she had her artwork in galleries nationwide. And then, oh goodness, in 1990, somebody started a rumor that would, unfortunately, really ruin her reputation, especially with that particular community. But let me be clear, she denied making any of those comments. I'm not going to say what those comments were. For that, you'll have to do your own research. The good thing is that time passes and time heals and time mends, and you're able to move forward. And by 1992, Donna Summer got her star on the Walk of Fame. Her star would be the 1,952nd star to be placed along the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Also in the 1990s, Donna Summer would be on Family Matters, playing the role of Aunt Una. Do y'all remember that? I do. Yes. Some time would go by, but in the 2000s, the 21st century, darlings, she wasn't finished with us yet. She had more hit songs to deliver. This came after a 17-year hiatus. In 2003, she left us with an autobiography, a memoir entitled Ordinarily Girl, The Journey. In her memoir, she opened up about battling depression, drug addiction, her spiritual journey, and of course her career, her stardom. In 2008, she released the album called Crayons. And on that album, she produced 3 songs that topped the Billboard charts once again. And then in 2010, she released one more single that also dominated the charts, and that song was called To Paris with Love. And I can't leave out the fact that Donna Summer sang 6 songs in a concert for President Barack Obama when he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in Oslo, Norway. In 2012, unfortunately, Donna Summer lost her battle with lung cancer. She was 63 years old. But her legacy will live on as her music still shines to this day, and there are a lot of artists that are bringing disco sound back, and we all know one, Beyonce, because this Renaissance album is giving disco everywhere, darling. So in that, and in all of the other artists that are still doing their thing and are bringing that disco sound back, may Donna Summer's legacy live on and shine bright through all of them. Now, let's get into a snippet of my favorite song on this album, Voices Crying Out. This has been Marquita Cheron, singer-songwriter and music journalist, signing out.